For years, asylum became a backdoor immigration route for thousands of Indians, particularly from Punjab and Haryana. Now, Canada and New Zealand are shutting that door. A crackdown on dubious persecution claims has sent rejection rates soaring, dealing a blow to the network of extremists and immigration agents that allegedly exploited the system. And that is the print story I will share in this video today. Asylum applications by Indians are increasingly being rejected by both New Zealand and Canada after authorities found many claims to be false, fabricated, motivated, or lacking credible evidence of persecution. The rise in rejections comes as immigration authorities have intensified scrutiny of asylum claims from India, particularly those who were citing religious persecution. Tighter screening has dealt a serious blow to a thriving network of agents and consultants who allegedly charged applicants hefty sums to build persecution narratives and facilitate migration. It has also hit extremist networks that allegedly send youngsters, particularly from Punjab and Haryana, to these countries under the guise of seeking asylum and eventual citizenship to further their agenda. The trend is reflected in official immigration data accessed by the print. Here, take a look. In New Zealand, only 3 Indian asylum applications were approved in 2023-24. The same number, just 3, were approved in 2024 and 25. And in 2025-26, only 8 applications were approved despite hundreds being filed. Canada is witnessing a similar trend. A growing number of asylum applications by Indians are being rejected after authorities found applicants had failed to establish their claims. In 2023, 41% of applications were rejected in Canada. In 2024, 28%. In 2025, almost 25%. And in 2026, up to 31st March, 24% have already been rejected. The deportation data also tells an important story. Canada removed 1,132 Indians in 2023, that rose to 2,004 in 2024, and in 2025 the number went to 3,779. By March 2026, another 1,712 Indians have already been removed. Not just that, India also tops the list of pending removals from Canada with 6,980 cases, only a step ahead of Mexico's, which is 5,311. Now, to understand these numbers, the Prince spoke to Greg Young, the head of operations at New Zealand's Refugee Status Unit. Young said that Indians have a very low success rate in asylum claims, both at the initial stage and on appeal. According to Young, large numbers of applicants are being found to be motivated by immigration objectives rather than a genuine need for international protection. Young stressed that refugee claims exist to protect people from facing persecution, not to extend a stay or gain access to rights and services in New Zealand. From Canada, regulated immigration consultant Kavar Sera told the print that rejections are rising because authorities have realized that many asylum applications are motivated and that the system has been exploited by fringe elements, radical groups, and immigration consultants. According to Sierra, Canadian authorities found that a significant number of asylum claims from India were linked to organized immigration fraud, particularly involving applicants from Punjab and Haryana. Investigations, he said, uncovered what he described as packaged deals prepared by consultants, exposing what he called was a growing refugee scam industry. Some consultants allegedly encouraged people to first obtain visitor visa and then file asylum claims, presenting it as an easier pathway to permanent residency rather than protection from persecution. Sierra said that this concern has even been acknowledged by Canada's immigration minister, who told a parliamentary committee that the asylum system was being used as a pathway to permanent residency instead of protecting people from genuine persecution. He also made another very significant point. According to Sierra, some fringe and extremist groups exploited the asylum system by encouraging applicants to participate in anti-India protests to strengthen future claims of political persecution. Applicants, he said, were advised to remain at the forefront of demonstrations, raise anti-India slogans, and create evidence that could later be used during asylum proceedings. Sierra added that this had wider social consequences. In 2024, Canada witnessed several confrontations involving pro Khalistan groups, including incidents outside temples and gurudwaras that were widely shared on social media, prompting concern that overseas political tensions were spilling onto Canadian streets. He also said that Canadian authorities uncovered cases where identical stories appeared in hundreds of asylum applications. In one instance, he said the same narrative was found in more than 250 refugee claims, a matter examined by the Federal Court of Canada. As scrutiny increased, many applications were rejected or declared ineligible, while others were withdrawn or abandoned. According to Sierra, this crackdown has directly contributed to the sharp rise in removals and deportations of Indian nationals from Canada. Now, whether it is New Zealand or Canada, Indians account for the highest number of asylum applications, many citing religious or political persecution. While there is no official data on the applicant's state of origin, security officials estimate that a significant proportion of these claims originate from Punjab. The numbers illustrate the surge. In New Zealand, refugee claims by Indian increased from 89 in 2020-21 to 104 in 2021-22, then 172 in 22-23, before jumping dramatically to 1,169 claims in 2023-24. Canada saw an even steeper rise. Applications referred for processing increased from 9,060 in 2023 to 32,563 in 2024. In 2025, 17,835 claims were referred, and by 31st March 2026, another 3,299 claims have already been referred. Explaining why these numbers became so high, a source in the Indian security establishment told the print that the promise of a Canadian visa was allegedly used by Sikh extremist networks to recruit young Sikhs from Punjab. According to the source, it became a game of demand and supply. The source alleged that extremist groups sponsored visas for young people from Punjab, promising medium-skilled jobs such as truck drivers, plumbers, and religious workers. In return, they were allegedly expected to participate in pro-Khalistan activities, including anti-India protests, programs, and radical religious congregations, the source said. The source further alleged that letters identifying applicants as party workers facing religious persecution in India were issued for between rupees 1 lakh and rupees 2 lakh and later used to support asylum applications as evidence. Now, according to the source, many of these youngsters eventually became associated with Sikh extremist groups in Canada. The source said that this alleged modus operandi has now been exposed, and authorities in both countries are increasingly rejecting such asylum claims. Back in 2023, former MP Simranjeet Singh Mann had also faced controversy over issuing asylum support letters allegedly used by separatist elements. Speaking to the print at that time, Mann had admitted the issue, and he had said that he issued such letters to those who approached him. His office provided letters describing alleged torture, killings, and persecution of Sikhs after 1947 and following 1984. Defending the practice, Mann had told the print, and I quote, "I am very grateful to all the countries that honor this letter. Our security in India is in danger, and by international law, we can seek asylum legitimately. If the state rules by terror and doesn't accept some, then people will flee." As Canada and New Zealand tighten scrutiny, what was once seen by many as an easy immigration pathway is becoming increasingly difficult. And for authorities, the message is clear. Asylum is meant for those fleeing genuine persecution, not for those attempting to game the system. Thank you for watching.